If you've been trying to get AI agency clients for a while and nothing has seemed to be working yet, this might be the video that finally fixes that. So a while back, I paid around $6,000 for this Alex Hormozi AI, and you're probably like, Owen, you are an idiot. Why in the hell would you ever spend $6,000 on an AI? Now, you might be right, but what this AI has taught me has allowed me to go from basically 12K a month to around 30. So like the change is extremely worth it. And now I know that almost nobody has access to this AI whatsoever. So like instead of just keeping it to myself, I want to provide some value to you and show you exactly how Alex Hormozi AI would go about signing AI agency clients in 2026 or coming into 2026. And my goal for this video is very, very simple. I want to provide value by giving you clarity. So hopefully after watching this, you know exactly what you need to do without confusion. Because if you are anything like I was, 17 years old, trying a bunch of random outreach scripts, cold calling every day and wasting my time watching like agency tutorials on YouTube and scrolling till 2 a.m. feeling like I was behind and that everybody my age was living my dream life already. And I get it because that's exactly how I felt. But just to be clear, I am not a multimillionaire. Okay, I don't have a crazy watch to sell you anything, a Lamborghini, a lifestyle I can't afford, and ultimately I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not. I started this business at 17, I dropped out at 18, and I finally got it working, making multi-six figures around 19. And I owe it all to helping local businesses with ads and AI. And the whole reason why I make these videos now is because I wish that I had someone to show me the clear path on actually making this happen, because this is all I've wanted ever since I was a kid, and it's great to be on the other side of this now, but I only am here because of the information that I know. So in this breakdown, I want to just walk you through the easiest possible way to sign a few AI agency clients and exactly what Alex would do in his situation. And also, I'm kind of excited to see what it has to say because I'm going to compare it to what I do nowadays to sign AI agency clients and what I've done in the past to get a bunch of them as well. And also, don't worry if you haven't made $1 online yet. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter. I hadn't either, not that long ago. But let's jump in and go through everything that Alex would do, and I'll compare it to what I've done and hopefully provide a ton of value and give you clarity on what you should do. Alex, I have an AI agency and need clients ASAP. What would you do in my situation starting from scratch? So hopefully that this is helpful for anyone, because like this, obviously this AI is extremely expensive. And I honestly haven't seen anyone that has access to it. So it's just built on all of his notes, all of his calls, all of his videos. So if you found what he has to say in his videos valuable, then you should find this video valuable as well. So let's see. I need clients ASAP. What would you do? Okay, cool. So now your job is to turn this project into a business. Consistent booked calls from people that can pay and you can actually fulfill for. So before I tell you exactly what to do, I need some context. I figured it would ask for background information because it's pretty specific. So you want to run some kind of AI/automation agency, probably offering done-for-you setups or systems for businesses. And you're starting out zero in terms of clients and pipeline. Probably no proof as well. So if you don't have proof, this is for you as well. You're like solo, very small team. You want paying clients in the next 30 to 60 days, not a brand. You're probably selling B2B, but you don't know who yet and where you're based. So who exactly are you selling to? So this is the first thing. It's kind of like back ordering like what you need to know and what you need to do basically to get the outcome. So first things first, you need to figure out who you're selling to. I mean, it's not that complicated. And contrary to popular belief, I wouldn't try to, reach out to find some magical niche that's perfect for you. I would literally just find one that's proven. Okay, one that people are already succeeding in. I've seen so many people go down the path of starting one of these businesses and literally fail for 10 plus months just because they wanted this like magical exponential niche that once they figured it out, they're going to blow up. The truth is that you need to just copy what's working in the beginning because you don't have enough experience to know how to actually make these long-term plays. And I don't either. I mean, I've only been doing this for like 2 years. It's like the people that have been doing this for like 5 to 10 years, they can make calculated calls on what market is going to work and do some crazy niche. If I were you, pick a simple niche that you have experience with. So for me, for example, that would be roofing. So 1, roofing. Okay. Where are you at right now? Let's say we have 0. So like literally nothing, no clients, nothing. We're not even completely sure what we want to offer, and just see what it kind of gives us. 0 revenue. Okay. Capacity. I can handle everything. I can handle hundreds of clients. I've got nothing right now. Okay. This was me in my exact situation. Okay. All right. 4, sales comfort. How comfortable are you with cold DMs, cold email, and cold calling? Now, this is interesting. I'm extremely kind of curious why it doesn't mention cold SMS in here. But I will say cold DMs, I don't have a ton of experience with them, but I've heard that they're not very good, especially for this kind of AI agency niche. It depends on who you're servicing and who you're helping, obviously. But let's just stay away from that. And also cold email, I've heard good things, and I think it can be a good, way to book appointments. But I mean, think about it. Like, how many times have you gotten an email on your phone and like actually done something because of it? Like, I feel like emails don't really do that much. Cold calling is great though. Okay, especially if you want to build rapport and don't have a budget in the beginning. Because I see a lot of people try to start a business or start one of these agencies and need to sign clients. And I'm like, okay, bro, just get GoHighLevel, create an SMS automation like the one in my 10-hour free course that I released the other day. That's in the description of this video. Or just like cold call. And if you don't have a budget, then cold calling is pretty much your only option. And it stinks, but all you have to do is get one. Okay, if you can just get one, like you don't have to get 100, just get one. Okay, maybe it takes a couple of months of cold calling, but that's fine. One, you are going to develop the skills and learn everything that you need to know. Two, you're going to make a bunch. Like, think about the resources that you have right now. If you want, your best possible chance of getting a paying client. If you don't have GoHighLevel, if you don't have all this stuff set up, then all you have is a phone, hopefully. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you have a phone. If not, you can get Skype on your computer and get a US phone number, whatever it is, and just like start dialing people. Because like that is your best way to start making money, is to start selling. Okay, if you're not selling anything, then there's nothing you're gonna make. So that's what I did in my beginning, and I can even show you on YouTube here. If I go back to my old channel right here, and you go back to the beginning, I guess this is my new channel. If I go down to my old channel here and go to the beginning, right? This is all I did. I just cold called. That's how I got my first clients. Okay, and basically, that's how I got my first close. And all I did was just dial every day, right? Dial like hundreds and hundreds of times. And that ultimately got me what I needed to get. Now, I won't lie, it's not very scalable, but once you have a budget to start running some kind of like SMS campaign or something like that, then you can scale that up, right? Then you can make a bunch and sign a bunch of clients. But cold calling is definitely ideal in the beginning if you have no budget. So I'm going to say cold calling. Location, I'm US based and want to work in the US. Okay, let's just go with that. And for my service, and this is what I would recommend if you're starting an agency, like you have to do something like this. Like it can't just be like an AI automation. Like that's not lucrative enough. It's not valuable enough. It's very important that if you're starting one of these businesses, you need to know your offer, one, but two, you need to make sure that whatever you're selling has recurring value, like recurring revenue and recurring income for you every single month. If you're selling these one-time packages, that won't be enough. Okay, you just won't make enough, because I've got clients worth like $2,000 to $4,000 a month, and if you want that, you have to make sure it's recurring. So for my service, I am going to offer paid ads. And this is why I recommend like this hybrid agency model, this model that's like paid ads plus AI. Okay, that is the ultimate model, because like you can generate them leads, use AI to convert those leads into appointments and book jobs, and then make them more money. So you can make your clients tons of money, because honestly, at the end of the day, like getting clients is one thing, right? But in my opinion, the most important thing is retaining customers and making sure that your actual service is valuable. Okay, that's honestly 100 times more important. So for my service, I'm going to offer paid ads and AI backend, and let's just see what it has to say. So we're giving it a little bit of context here. I can kind of, assume what it's going to tell us, and it's going to be right, because like, I just have a feeling that this is exactly what I did, but we'll see. I'll tell you a little bit what I did before it even springs this out. So in the beginning, when I had nothing and no budget, what I did was I got to GoHighLevel, subscription, free trial or whatever, free 14-day trial. And basically, I just started to dial. I didn't know about cold SMS then, so I started to just dial on GoHighLevel. I actually started dialing with just my phone before I even knew about GoHighLevel. And so I just started dialing businesses. I would do like 40 to 200 dials a day after school every day. And I would basically call gym owners with a kind of an offer, and eventually I actually signed a client. Like, it's some crazy shit happened. Like you can literally see that client get signed, by looking at my old channel. Don't watch the video if you don't want cringe, because I don't know. I haven't seen it in a couple years. But like this down here, this close right here, this is the first close that I ever got. And it was 2 years ago, and it was from cold calling, right? I went through my sales script, which I don't recommend you do nowadays, but I'll run through that later in this video, of course. So here's what it says. Pay per show roofing appointments. Oh my God. This is genius. So you're selling to roofing companies. They already know Facebook ads agencies exist. You cover ad spend. I set up and run your ads plus AF follow-up. You only pay me for qualified roof inspection appointments that actually show up. I guarantee at least 20, or I work for free until you get them. 150 per shown estimate. Target clients doing more money. It's so crazy how this can literally speed run everything that I had to learn myself. This is ridiculous. Simple fulfillment. Okay, just like that. Rule of 100 cold calls. Okay. This is ridiculous. This is exactly what I did. What the fuck? I mean, the math is simple, right? If you do 100 dials and you have 10 real combos and you book 3 demo calls and you close 1 out of 3, like, that's insane. That's honestly unrealistic, in my opinion. I think 100 dials, you could book 1 to 2 demos. I mean, I would book 4 to 5, but you also got to think about, like, the fact that you might not have that much proof. And if you don't have that much proof and you want to get clients, well, I'm going to ask it what it says, you know, because, like, I know my answer for this, but I want to know what it says. So this is a script as well. You can kind of pause this video and use this script. Hey, this is a business call, not a sales pitch. Okay, just so I don't waste your time. You're looking to get more jobs, more appointments. Okay, next 7 days. Yep, build a list of 300 to 500 roofers. Basically set up calendar plus simple Zoom deck outlining. Okay, super simple. So days 1 through 2 is basically just getting a list of leads. Outscraper is amazing, as well as just, you know, Fiverr buying leads. It's super good. So you can basically use Outscraper and you can get thousands of leads super simply. Or my favorite method is to go on Fiverr and just look up Google Map leads. You can do this, or you can manually scrape. I mean, in the beginning, I won't lie, I had to manually scrape leads because I had no money. So I would recommend you go to Google Map and you go to Google Map leads on Fiverr and just buy like $30 for thousands, $5 for 3,000. That's super good. Take those leads, put them into clearoutphone.io. Super simple. And that will basically get rid of landline numbers. And so it'll only be personal phone numbers that you're calling. So all you would do is basically take the CSV from there and put it into ClearOutPhone, and then basically take all of the landline numbers and fixed line numbers and just remove them all. I've done this, as you can see, 80,000 times. It's required. So once you do that, you can start doing 100 calls a day, tracking your dials, your conversations, the amount of demo calls that you book, and the closes that you take. So depending on like the state of the market and whatever niche you're targeting, this is like a pretty simple cold calling script that you can do. Hey, is this prospect name? Look, I'm going to probably give you the 100th cold call you've gotten today. You can hang up, but if you got 2 minutes, I could pinky promise you've never heard anything like this before. How does that sound? But yeah. So basically there's, you know, some simple ways you can do this, but you can basically book appointments, do a little discovery, ask them some questions about their situation, and simply book appointments just like that. I actually really like the idea of doing cold calls in the beginning because, one, you learn the skills of like dialing people and talking and having conversations and selling. 2, you're talking to someone one-on-one. Like, that's really, really helpful, really valuable. 3, it's cheap as, like, it's literally free. Like, you don't have to pay anything for that. In the beginning, if you don't have any budget or anything and you want to sign these clients, then that's the best possible way to do so. And Alex Hormozi agrees. Now, I'm going to ask it a very commonly asked question that probably all of you have. And if you do have proof, then that's good. You don't have to worry about this. But how do I sign clients with 0 proof whatsoever? Very, very common question. And I can't wait to ask it this because I know what I would do personally. But let's see what Alex would do. There's 2 options here, and they're kind of based on your ethics. And this is, you know, what I would do based on my experience. 1, you can do something like brand push and pay to get an article published. So if you look up, like, for example, Bridge Like Media on Google, you can find articles like on bar chart of me. Okay. Like, literally, if you don't believe me, my name's right here. Right. So you can find articles. Obviously, this is my old agency name and everything. And you can get these published on brand push, and that's pretty good social proof to say you were published on like a Fox News, because the truth is that like this is how publishings work. Like, they pay and you get published, right? It's super, super simple. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, if you're not ethical, then you can fake testimonials, which I don't recommend. But sometimes some people do it in the beginning because, like, if you're providing value to them and you're actually changing their lives by the service that you're providing through the stuff that I have on for you on my channel, then it's like, it's probably okay to do that, but honestly, it's honestly probably better to just do like a free trial type of client. That's what I would recommend, and that's what I did in the beginning. Like, once again, if you were to go to that YouTube channel that I showed you a couple times in this video, and that client was a free trial client, right? And I got a testimonial from him, a super nice video testimonial, how I changed his whole business. And like, first of all, not only did that help for signing future clients, even though it was in a different industry, but more importantly, that helped me with my confidence in myself, which has been the biggest thing. As like, because all you need to know, obviously, you know, sure, you might want to know sales processes and like cold calling scripts and like, you know, booking appointments and how to actually take the sales calls. But like, the biggest thing is just confidence. You know, if you show up to a sales call with no framework, no strategy, but you are extremely confident that you can get them good results and they like you as a person, they will go with you. Okay, that is the most simple way to put this stuff. So here we go. If you can't say I've done this 100 times, you say I'll eat the downside until I prove it. I love that. Okay, so build a founding roofer offer that makes sense. I'm looking for 3 founding roofing partners. You will cover a modest ad budget. I will set up and do everything, and you will only pay per showed inspection. It's very, very good. You know, if you're early, you don't have that much proof. You can't ask for like 5K out of the gate. I mean, you can. If you're extremely confident, you can. You know, like, there's no reason why you can't do something like this. But most people aren't successful with it, and I wasn't either. So I'm just trying to give you the most realistic explanation to get these clients. And based off of what Alex is as well, you don't need proof, right? You could say, I don't have case studies yet, but you would be the first one. And I can basically offer you a paper result where you don't pay anything up front. You only pay for the ad spend. So super good. No retainer, no setup fee, none of that stuff. Just the outcome. And also, here's what I recommend as well. Throughout the customer journey, this is something that Alex says a lot. And it's that throughout the customer journey, collect as much proof as humanly possible. So like, when you get the client, you know, make sure that's recorded and all that. When they get their first results, have them record a selfie video and have them do multiple of those throughout your client experience and your customer journey. And by the end of them, well, they hopefully never, but inevitably churn after like, you know, a long time. I mean, I've had clients for like more than a year now, but they will basically, you'll have like a whole library of, you know, proof that you can use to close guys in the future. Super easy to do. And that starts with charging nothing up front. Now, you can kind of rip out of the gate and be like, oh no, that's broke, just charge like 4 or 5K, whatever. Like, yes, like you can do that, but like realistically, if you don't know what you're doing yet, it doesn't hurt to take some time, get a free trial client, figure out what you're doing, and then go from there. So for the next 30 days, all you have to do, 100 cold calls a day, okay, to a certain niche. After going through clear out phone, getting the leads, fixed line numbers removed, okay, every time you do basically book an appointment, you schedule them in, and then from there you can go through the sales process. Now, I want to know about Alex's sales process because, like, yes, this is all great and stuff. It gave us cold calling script. What about the actual sales call? How do I close? This is a really, really good thing to ask it as well. I mean, I could probably yap for like 2 hours about how I would do this stuff, but I want to just kind of get its approach and see if it's similar to mine. And then if it is, then, you know, because it might honestly be better than mine. Like, it might be better than mine. It probably is, because this is trained on everything that he's ever, you know, taught online, basically. So let's see how it would actually close. I think this is pretty valuable, honestly. Like, I'm like, it's blowing my mind, everything that this is saying, because like, it's so like right. You know, it's so like, also it's just like so tuned to what's working now as well. You close them, a simple doctor style call. So frame the call. Hey, I appreciate you hopping on. My goal for today is to ask you a couple questions about how you're getting roofing jobs, because I'm confident I can get you more profitable jobs, and I'll walk you through how. Or if I'm confident, if I'm not, I'll tell you straight and we can part ways. So a simple frame set, discovery, okay, present the model plus the math, so pitch, make the grand slam offer, the close. So let's actually break this down. Where do your leads come from? How many new jobs do you do in a typical month? Yeah, so you basically want to do a little discovery. The way I like to think about these calls is, one, don't use a script, okay? That's very important, because like, I mean, when's the last time you were on a call with someone and they used a script and you actually bought from them? Like, probably never. So you can literally just frame the call by like, as soon as you hop on the call, just a little bit of rapport. At the end of the day, depending on who you're selling to, a lot of the decision will be made based on like how much they trust you. And if they like you and they like actually think that you're cool and that like they resonate with you, then they will trust you a lot more. And you'll also deal with the I'll think about it objection a lot less. So right when you hop into the call, I recommend just like having 1 to 5 minutes of just rapport, like how their day is going, like what's going on, and talk about sports even, like that's what I do. Sometimes it closes. And then frame the call, be like, look, we only got 45 minutes here. I do want to be tactical, so let's jump right in. I'm basically going to ask you questions about your current process and basically explain to you my process if it seems like I can actually help you. If I'm confident I can help you, then we can move forward and I can even get you onboarded today. If not, we can part ways as friends, no worries. And then from there, you want to ask them questions about their process, take up some pain, I guess. But at the end of the day, these are business owners, so like you're not going to need to dive in this big, painful, emotional discovery. Like more often than not, you literally just need to understand their process and understand their numbers and see if they would actually be a good client for you. And if they are, then you can pitch them with full confidence, all this and that, and then basically from there, go through, sign them as a client, and move forward. So present the model, okay? So you have the discovery, transition that. So let me walk you through how we'd actually make this happen. And then basically, say, here's what I do. We run ads for homeowners in your service area. We use AI to call and text them back, and keep this very outcome driven. When you present the model, when you present the offer and actually pitch them, keep it very outcome driven. Very like, this is what it'll get you. This is the benefit. This is the benefit. This is the benefit, right? That's very important. So there we go. All you do is run the inspection and sit down with the homeowners, close the job, and get paid. Super simple. Okay. And then get them to agree. Just like that. Have risk reversal. Once you drop the price, shut up. Just like that. They hesitate. I wouldn't actually recommend doing a downsell. But yeah. So one thing I do want to mention is like this whole video obviously is about getting AI agency clients. Now, when you are like kind of going through this process and you're not at like 10K a month, you're not like hit all these numbers. I want you to understand why you haven't maybe hit these numbers. When you ask yourself why you aren't at a certain point yet, right? When you think you should be ahead, you think you should be doing more, because I ask myself that quite a lot. The reason is usually the most simple answer. How many sales calls have you taken? And the truth is, if you've taken like less than 30 of these demo calls, less than 50 of these demo calls, you can't complain about where you aren't at yet. You just can't, because you haven't had enough skin in the game. You haven't had enough experience selling to these people to close enough clients to actually hit your income goal. Okay? There's no reason to be like upset about it. And true, it may be like to get those 30 to 50 appointments, it's going to take 3,000 to 5,000 cold calls. But if you split that up over like 100 to 200 a day over the course of like 3 to 4 months, that becomes a lot more reasonable, right? And in the beginning, sometimes you have to swallow a bullet, right? You just have to grind your way through to get those first couple of clients. And then once you have them, you have budget, and then you can start allocating that budget into cold SMS or paid ads or other systems that I would recommend later down the line. Just like the systems that I show you in my 10-hour free course that's on YouTube on this channel, that's in the description. Like, some people were complaining because they can't sign up for GoHighLevel, they don't have any money. It's like, all you can do is dial, okay? Dial, sell, and you'll make it. You'll make money. You'll be good. I hope that you got a lot of value from this video. I hope you can kind of understand, everything that Alex says and take it and, go through with the process. Hopefully that when you take action on some of these things, good things will happen to you, like they did for me and so many others people that I've helped. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.